Wi-Fi's on, right? Hey everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It's Monday night, and this is Twisted Stitches. Boy, I feel like I just saw so many of you over the weekend with Vogue Knitting Live. That was quite a weekend, and we had lots of fun. And thank you to all of you who joined us for Thursday through Sunday to see all the great fashions that we had to share with you during that time. We have a very exciting night tonight, and I'm honored that we have a special guest coming to us from, I think, from England. Am I right?
Ireland.
Oh my goodness, wrong country. Ireland. So sorry. And I am thrilled to have Ursula O'Connor with us. So we're going to be chatting with her in just a moment, but we'd like to welcome all of our wonderful fans when they are joining us.
Okay.
So who's with us, Bob?
All right, we've got Donna. Oh, just a little disclaimer, because we have a special guest coming from all the way over the other side of the pond. Tonight, I'm sorry to say you're not going to get all of my jokes and rambunctiousness, and I may not even be able to read all of the comments because we want to get as much from our esteemed guest as possible. So I'll make sure to have extra jokes on our next broadcast.
Well, aren't we all so lucky tonight?
Yeah, but we've got Heather Campbell in, Relaine. Let's see, who else do we have? We have, oh boy, everybody's here. Jillian, Andrea, Tara, Lois, Greta Jane, Anna Maria, Donna, Nancy, Heather, Lorraine.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, I'm so excited that
Beth Ann
so many
Wilkes.
of us are here. Hi, everybody.
Wow, this is really cool. Oh, we have Kate O'Connor Devlin. This is Kate, and I'm Ursula's sister in Baltimore.
Oh, well, we were just talking about Baltimore. Well, how exciting. Thank you for joining us. That's
Linda,
wonderful.
and Jackie. Everybody's here, so great.
Well, that's great. You know what? That makes it even more special for me to welcome Ursula O'Connor to our show tonight, because she's coming to us all the way from Ireland. It is sleepy time there for her. And I first want to thank you so much, Ursula, for waking up in the middle of the night to talk with us and to bring all your great fashions to us.
That's no problem. No problem. I hadn't gone to bed. I stayed up, so it's fine.
Did you really stay up?
I did.
Well,
Everybody else is
you
asleep.
wouldn't wake up.
Everybody else in my house is sound asleep, but that's okay.
Oh, that's
Even
great.
the dogs.
That's great. So, Ursula, tell us a little bit about your designing career, how long you've been designing, how you got started.
Well, I'm designing over 25 years. How I got into it, I first started designing socks for a machine knitting company. I didn't last very long doing that, because then a super opportunity came up in a knitting yarn company called Tivoli Spinners. They used to supply Knitting Fever in the States one time, and I spent over 25 years designing knitting patterns for them and ready to wear ladies knitwear. So very exciting years. It was super. We traveled to different countries doing trade shows. So all that time writing knitting patterns, for all different types of yarns, children's, adults, babies, you name it. We've done it over the years.
So your career spans 25 years. How long have you been designing now with the Knitting Fever brands, with Juniper Moon Farm?
It's my third year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are some real very, very lovely designs that we're going to be talking about tonight. And for our fans, if there are any questions that you would like to ask Ursula as we go along, I'm sure you've seen her designs on Ravelry. And we have so many of them here from Knitting Fever that we show very often. So if there's something that comes up while we're going along, please feel sure to put your comments in the comment bar, and then we'll get to them as we can as we go through. So before we get started, Paul, are there any comments right now?
Oh, there's a ton. Everybody's saying hi. They're excited that she's here. And I want to acknowledge all the way from Chile, Roxana Soledad Cortez Espinosa is with us again.
Well, thank you. You can see, Ursula, we have fans from around the world, and we're really excited. As excited to have you here as we are to have them here, because it's our little community has grown so much over the past year. Oh, I guess almost 2 years.
Yeah, I have
you
been
know,
following you, so I can see how it's grown for you.
oh, you have? Well, how nice to know that. Well, thank you. And we have got a retreat coming up, and it's just all great times here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. So let's get started with I'd like to, with your permission, if we can start with the cotton, the Cumulus and Cumulus Rainbow. So we're going to kind of transition from fall into winter, if that's okay with you.
That's okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, I would love to start right here with this great sweater. This was we had this at our last retreat, and it was a fun garment. People really loved it, and I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. This is the Lily sweater. So tell us about Lily.
Well, Lily was easy to design because the yarn is so exciting. The yarn does all the work. The knitter kind of has to do very little. I kept the stitches very simple because there's so much going on in the yarn itself. As you can see, it changes color as you're knitting up along.
And this colorway is beautiful.
Yeah, it allows you to keep the stitches very simple when you've such a fancy yarn and so much going on in the yarn. The yarn itself is exciting enough. You don't need lots of stitches.
Right. But what you've done though with the stitches, just how you set that off, with that little the stockinette going through there, really it shows
really simple
colors.
Yeah.
And the yarn very nicely.
Brings out the different colors, and it's just a very, very simple stitch with a very simple neckline, so easy to make, I think, which is important as well.
Yes, and I think that was one of the reasons why it was so popular at the last retreat. So this is Cumulus Rainbow, and we've done lots of projects with Cumulus Rainbow, and it is a 94% cotton, 6% nylon. It's a lovely, it's kind of a, I don't want to call it a ribbon. What would you call that? Kind of a chainette?
Kind of a chainette, but it's really soft.
It sure is. Very, very soft. And the variety of colors are great. If you like something a little more subdued, you can do the greens and the peaches, a little bit of rust in there. You get even more bright right here. There's so many options that you can take this sweater, tone it down or brighten it up with this, but these are just such super fall colors in here.
Knitting Fever and Euro Yarn says Cumulus Rainbow is Mako cotton blend that is as soft as a kitten.
Well, it sure is. So let's walk around this way while we're doing some Cumulus. Oh, here's another. This is the Charlotte jacket, and this is Cumulus Dappled.
Again, I didn't make each side match. I purposely left the yarn knit up straight from the ball, and as you can see, the colors don't match on the right and the left front. It's not symmetric. And I did that on purpose, just because it makes it easier. You're not picking the ball at different points in colors. You're just knitting it as it comes from the ball.
And that's really nice too. I mean, I've seen people actually, as you say, pull the yarn so that the colors are flowing across. But this is very interesting. I love even this, the sleeves are running differently. Completely
different.
Yeah.
And it's just garter stitch, so it's all knit. It just couldn't be easier, really.
Right. It looks like a really cozy sweater to wear. Very comfortable. I like just the 3 buttons on top. Flows very, very nicely. And this is Cumulus Dappled. Now you'll find all these different yarns are on our website. I have not had a chance to upload every single project, but I do have the yarn requirements for each of the garments as we go along. So for example, the Charlotte sweater here takes from 3 to 5 hanks of Cumulus Dappled. And you all know, and those of you who have not joined us before, we are very, very happy to walk you through our studio in a FaceTime or a Zoom call to help you choose colors and to help you choose the right size for your garment as well. You can call us at 203-856-6666. 6755. Get the camera out of my face.
What's that number again, Nitty
No, I'm
Gritty?
not saying it.
Oh, I'm sure somebody must have missed it.
203-856-6755. We do a lot of customizing here, and I like to let people, especially when we have a guest on, and not, we might have some new folks joining us. So we are more than happy to walk you through choosing your project and choosing the best size and yarn for it. So that said, let's come around here to, this is just such a pretty, pretty piece. Why don't you tell us about Violet?
Well, I think for this one, you can really see how I left the yarn just come from the ball, because the sleeves are completely different. The ruffle edging is really the feature of this garment.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I kept it so simple because the yarn itself is fancy enough. There's enough going on with the yarn. You don't need to do a lot of stitches.
Right.
The body of the garment is just made in a double moss, which is very simple. And then that edging is made, the ruffle edging is made separately and sewn on later.
Oh, okay. So this is just sewn on separately? Oh, this edging up here.
Yeah,
up the top. Yes.
Sewn on separately and joined at the back neck.
Yeah.
And the shaping at the front, it's a short fitted bolero, really,
Yeah.
Yeah, very simple to wear, no buttons. So lovely over a dress, I think, really,
Oh, it's just so pretty. So pretty. I can even see this over a nice pair of jeans out for dinner with a little sweat, a little tank under it. Just
Absolutely.
Really very, very pretty. And I like the ruffle on the sleeve, the little accent down on the cuff there too.
And again, I love that the left front and the right front are completely different color.
Yes. Oh, well, yeah. It just, and the sleeves, and just all, it takes on a life of its own.
Absolutely.
And very, very lovely. And I think we have, what is this one? Yeah, this was really pretty. I was so thrilled to see this.
Well, that's a little bit different. That's actually knit horizontally. So you're starting, we'll say, at the left sleeve.
Okay.
And you're working the sleeve. Then you're working the body, the back basically. And then you're working the other sleeve. And then you go back and just put on the collar, pick up the stitches and do the collar afterwards.
Really a cute.
So you have this one big long piece.
Now this
and then you
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have one big long piece. So that's two sleeves and the back. And then that front piece, which is the big white collar, you pick up those stitches in a circle and you put them on later. Yeah.
Very pretty. And this is knitted with Cumulus, which is the solid version of Cumulus Rainbow.
But again, it's really soft.
Right. It sure is. I just love it. And I enjoyed dressing it on this mannequin, because I kind of picture this as something like that you might wear over a pair of nice black slacks for dinner or somewhere. It's just something a little special. Yeah.
Nancy Parks wants to know, what is the pattern called?
This pattern is called Abbey, Abbey, the Abbey jacket.
And again, the nice big cuff, fitted cuff, I think just makes it a dressy garment.
Yeah, look at really. And I love the design of the cuff.
Again, it's a knit two together, increase on the next row. So nothing too difficult.
Well, it's nice that you keep the designs, I don't want to say easy. They're interesting to, enough to keep you very interested, but kind of letting the yarn do all the work. And in this, you added a little bit of extra touch to this that gives it a real special look.
I think you have to keep them easy to knit. I don't think people want difficult projects.
You know what? You're right.
Catherine Pate, I hope I pronounce it correctly, wants to know, what's the fiber content of Cumulus?
It is, Cumulus. I moved it. I went right here to grab it. It's over here now. Hold on one moment. Let me get that for you. A knitting fever is probably going to answer that before I can get to it. Oops.
I'd have to check myself.
That's okay. It's a It's a 94% cotton, 6% nylon. It's the same content as Cumulus Rainbow. I think they all have the same fiber content.
94% Israeli Mako cotton, 6% nylon polyamide.
Yeah. And so, if you don't see the colors on our website that you're looking for, just give us a call. We can get any color that is available. We don't stock everything, but we are able to get it. And we're so fortunate that our distributor is right over in New York and we're in Connecticut. So we can get our yarn in very, very quickly. So, and I don't remember, you know what I didn't write down the number of balls needed for the Abby jacket. So I will have to look that up for you. That was one that I missed. Okay, and then we have a great little, this shawl. This is Cumulus Dappled and Cumulus.
Yes, I mixed the two here. If you pull that down just to show them the shape of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me hold
So
on. Put my book down.
It's a sort of a triangle. It's not quite a triangle. Yeah. So you're shaping on one side. Yeah, shaping on one side. You're starting with, I think, 7 stitches and you're increasing all the way up.
Right.
Seems like a long way, but you can always, if you want to make it smaller, you can stop at any stage. The instructions are given for that size of a shawl, but there's nothing stopping you from making a smaller one. That's a good size, a really good size. Yeah.
I love the
super effect
of the the triangle or the nearly triangular, because they really do cover you.
They do. They give a lovely wraparound.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a combination of Cumulus,
the solid and the
dappled, and so this takes 3 hanks of Cumulus dappled and 2 hanks of Cumulus,
and it just gives a lovely effect mixing the two of them.
Right. And as the weather is changing, this is a cute little throw here. This is it pronounced Mila?
Mila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this perfect little lap throw.
And again, what I did there was it's made in squares, but you're just making sure that you start each square at a different point in color. So that gives it the block effect without having to actually make separate squares and sew them together.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So if you look, it's actually all made in one piece, but you just make a point of starting the balls at a different point in color.
Fun.
So again, trying to keep it easier on the knitter, but trying to give the best effect possible.
And so this is actually all one color. Or,
absolutely.
Color ball.
Cool.
To those folks joining us for the first time this evening, please like Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl on Facebook and click on the all notifications button, because we do go live at different times, and that way you'll be notified. Thank you.
Okay. Ready. I think we handled the Cumulus and Cumulus dappled, the Cumulus family. And the last piece that we have here in the cotton yarns is the this is Bud. And this, let me find my name for the sweater. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. This is the Ella sweater.
Ella, yeah. So that's a chunkier yarn. So it's quicker, bigger stitches, bigger needles. And all I did there was put a fancy stitch at the bottom to make it a little bit fitted, as you can see. And again, it's that simple stitch where you're 2 together on one row, and on the back row, you're making the stitch that you decreased on the front row. Gives a lovely effect.
And that's right around the same as the on the cuff as well. Love the little roll collar.
Roll neck to keep it simple, using the same stitch just to bring it all together. What's on the hem, bring it up into the neckline. And then the body is plain stocking stitch. Again, I keep repeating simple, but I really think and find that knitters want simple projects, but that look good.
Right, exactly. That's great. Now, Bud is really a fun yarn. It's and I've got some fans who really love working with it. It's a great yarn to to knit with. It's this kind of looks like a bit of a boucle, but well, I don't know I don't know how you would describe that.
Boucle, we would call that. But
yeah, okay, so that was what, yeah, that's what I thought. And but it knits up so beautifully. I really do enjoy it. And this is a bulky weight, and this is a 100% cotton.
And a super color range.
Yes, beautiful color range. You know, I have, as we continue to grow, we find that our fans come from all over the world, and not everyone wears wool, and not everyone is in cold climates. So it's nice to have such a nice variety of textures and fibers to present to everyone. Any questions there, Paul?
No, we're doing good. So I'm getting just to the questions as opposed to all the comments.
Okay.
To keep the flow going.
Okay.
I'll make up on all the jokes on our next broadcast, I promise.
I'm sure they can't wait. Ursula, before we move on, why don't you tell the folks about this cute little poncho that I'm wearing? I'm going to turn it around so they can see the label on it.
Okay, that little poncho is so cute, and so it's actually made in one piece.
And I just love it. So this is actually one of the projects at our knitting retreat that's coming up, one of our crochet projects. And I'm so glad that I found this, that we can use this as part of our show. So let me show you the back. This is crocheted with Zoe, and this is a cotton and linen blend.
Lorraine Schiller wants to know, what was the name of the almost triangle shawl?
Okay, the name of the almost triangle shawl is right here, honey.
Nora.
It's Nora. And that shawl takes 3 hanks of Cumulus dappled and 2 hanks of Cumulus. So, Lorraine, if you'd like, you could go on our website, take a look at the different colors, and mix your own and come up with your own kit. 3 dappled and 2 Cumulus. If you'd like, I'm more than happy to download the color card and send that to you so that you can take a look at them side by side.
Knitting Fever and Euro Yarn says Nora in Cumulus and Cumulus Dapple, not on the website yet.
Oh, the yarns aren't on the website either? Okay, I'm sorry. Well, thank you for that. I will be sure to get those up there tonight. I've been working all day. I thought I had those on. Okay.
No bonbons for you.
No, I have to put the bonbons down. Time to stop having fun. Now, I know this is not on the website because we have not had a chance to get our Harrio Great in stock. So I'm going to show this to everyone, and Ursula, let you explain it to them, and I will get this yarn on our website. I just thought this was so pretty.
That's one of my favorite pieces.
Mine too.
Yeah. Well, I get to use traditional Aran stitches. I mean, that's what we're all about over here, really.
Right.
So for this one, I actually, you make the strip in one piece, and you're sewing. The best way I could describe it is you're sewing the cast off row to the side of the knitted strip, and that gives you that symmetric shape. And then you're using a circular needle to pick up the neckline. So
this is called the Maeve. Is that how you pronounce that?
Maeve, really Irish. I mean, that's as Irish as you get.
Okay. So really, now what I love about this here, let me show you the picture, because I don't think you can get the full effect of this. Is actually a little hooded poncho. It is just so perfect. I love it. Or you
can roll that down and make it into a sort of a roll neck if you don't want it as a hood.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Very, very pretty. And I had not had an opportunity to knit with, have not had an opportunity to knit with Harrio Great yet. This is a really love this yarn. I am going to have to make sure that I get some of this in, but I did want to show this to the folks, because if this is something that you would like, please be sure to let me know, and I can get that in stock very, very quickly. So let's move on. Now we'll start undressing because we layer our mannequins. We just don't have enough of them here.
Well, this time of year, you kind of have to layer.
Right. So this is the Emma waistcoat. Tell us about Emma.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So for the Emma waistcoat, the special feature I gave this one was the buttons are knitted buttons. So you don't even have to go and try to buy matching buttons. You can actually make the button.
They look like bobbles.
Bobbles, yeah, it's kind of like a big bobble, and you sew it on. But I think they work very well. And sometimes it's nice to have the button the exact same color as the sweater, you know.
Right, right. So this is knitted with Santa Cruz, and Santa Cruz is an organic merino by Juniper Moon Farm, and we do have some of that in stock. We're getting more colors in. This is the organic merino by Santa Cruz, or by Juniper Moon Farm.
Super yarn, super.
Yeah,
quality
beautiful
and softness and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Where are the rest of them?
Sorry. Well, they're kind of mixed in with the rustic air, but they start up there at the top, and you can see the Juniper Moon Farm labels on them. We can't mix. You can't kind of pass them all. Here's more here. So more colors are coming in, and we'll keep adding to our inventory as our stock comes in. Okay, Beatrix, one of my favorite yarns. And this is the Kate Poncho. Oh,
yeah, that's basket weave stitch, I call that. Really? That's perfect for the time of the year we're coming into now.
Yes. I'm gonna take this off and put that one on so we can.
So as you can see, that's a basket weave stitch. So it's just little boxes of knit and purl alternating.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it really simple. It's the repeat of the same pattern the whole way through. And again, it's how you sew it together gives you the effect. The instructions are quite clear on how to sew it together, but when you see it on, it really is a lovely effect. It's kind of asymmetric, and you can actually wear it 2 or 3 different ways. It depends on where you want to put the sewing, the joining go. There you go.
Right, there we go.
It's so dreamy.
Isn't it?
And comfy.
It really is. It's very cozy.
But you can twist that and wear it different ways. If you want to put that, you can wear the peak down the center front. Yeah, there you go.
Or you could even have it short in the front and longer in the back.
That's it. Yeah. So versatile. You can make it look all different ways.
Yeah. This is great. Really pretty. So Beatrix is we've talked about Beatrix so much, and it's just a fantastic yarn. This is the, and there's such great colors in this. Yeah, this is a merino, angora, and nylon blend. And
lovely colors for the autumn.
Oh, yeah. They're great. They're really, really pretty. So did anyone, before we keep moving, we're going to keep moving here. But
lots of compliments. Not a lot of questions, but lots of compliments.
Well, if anyone has any questions for Ursula, please be sure to put them in the comment section, because she is here. We don't know when we'll be able to get her back again. We might as well hit her with all our questions now, if you have any.
That's okay. Keep them coming. I don't mind. Okay. I'm up now. I may as well stay up.
Now, this sweater, when I saw this and I was talking with my rep Jim, I said, I need to make this sweater because it is just so, I just think it's super special. This is knitted with moonshine, but why don't you tell us about the sweater? This is called Julia.
Yeah, for the Julia sweater, the diamond is obviously the center feature of it, or the 3 diamonds, I should say, on the body of it. They're the center feature. The rest of the sweater is designed around those diamonds, as you can see. I put them in the center, cables at either side, and then just a bit of color at the bottom. I think it just worked really, really well. And to pull it together, then I put some color on the neckband.
It's just so simple. You know, the colors are so simple, yet they speak. They're just so pretty. They work beautifully together, and they work really, really nicely with the design.
Kate O'Connor Devlin wants to know, where is your store located?
My store is located in a bus. Yes, we are actually we function out of a 25-foot minibus in Connecticut, and we work with home parties, events, fiber festivals, retreats, things like that. So we don't actually have brick and mortar. What you're seeing here is the lower level of our home, and we are pretty much an online and on the road business. So we're your local yarn shop, a mouse click away. We've got customers from New Zealand to Florida and all around the world.
Canada, Europe.
Yeah, all around the world. And we just
Australia.
We just love that that we are so trusted and appreciated by our fans that they call us, and when they want to add a project, or if you're having an issue with a project, if you are knitting this and you bought your yarn from us and you're having an issue with it, we are here to help you. And we pretty much knit just about everything we stock in our shop, either myself or someone else who who does knit for me. Yes,
Carabello wants to know, Ursula, where do you get the inspiration for your patterns? They are all exquisite and yet each very different. That is right. They're very different.
Well, the answer to that is very, very easy. If you could picture where I live in a place called Monkstown. It's in County Cork in Ireland. So when I look out my front window of my house, I'm looking at the sea. And when I look out my back window, I'm looking at cows and fields and countryside. So it's just a superb spot, and it really is all the inspiration you could ever wish for.
Jackie Vandenberg wants to know, what was the poncho called again?
Oh, this is the I think it's Emma.
Nope, Jackie Vandenberg.
No, this is called the Kate poncho.
Oh.
No, not the person who's asking the name of the poncho. It's Kate. And the poncho is not on the web. I don't think the poncho is on the web. It might be, but the yarn is definitely there. And Kate takes 5 to 6 balls of Beatrix.
That's a really nice project for this time of the year.
It sure is. It sure is. And the evenings, the mornings are cool. The evenings are cool. And during the day, it's still nice and warm right now.
Heather Campbell wants to know, Ursula, is all your knitting for work, or do you knit for family and friends? Also, does everyone expect knitted gifts at Christmas time?
They can expect, but they don't get them. There is no time.
That seems to be a common theme.
Yes, you're right. Exactly.
I barely own a sweater myself.
Patricia Espejo says, can I see the Lily sweater again, please?
Sure. Just flip around there, Mr. Paulmeyer. Yeah, don't you love this one? I do. I love them all.
Yeah, they're all so different.
Yeah. That's true. It's not
a lot of designers have specific common themes.
Right.
These are all different unto themselves.
Yeah.
And equally spectacular.
Oh, it's nice that you noticed that, Paul.
Oh, absolutely. You know me. I may not know how to knit, but I could spin a pretty good yarn.
Stop it.
Sorry, I had to get that one in there.
So this is, the back is the same here. You have the same stitch work on the back. And I just think it's such a pretty, you did this yarn great justice, Ursula. Really, really nicely. You show it off beautifully.
Catherine Pate says, you may have already talked about this. I came in late. Ursula, when did you start designing? When you start a new project, do you begin with a shape or a texture?
Texture. I knit. I get a ball of the yarn I have to work with, and I knit a little piece of it. You have to feel the yarn, see what the yarn looks like before you can ever think about a design for it.
That's
definitely.
See,
Yeah.
and that's why I leave the design work to people like you. I wouldn't know where to start.
There's a lot of playing around before you come up with the finished design, really.
Diane Bessie wants to know, Ursula, do you knit every day?
No, I don't knit at all. I don't have time anymore. My knitters, I have a group of knitters who make my samples for me. Very happy to. Yeah.
Wow.
I barely knit. I knit the tension pieces. I do a lot of the finishing. If I'm not sure how I want to put something together, I get them to knit the piece and then I'll put it together myself. But the bulk of the knitted garment is done by my knitters.
Well, you put out a lot of product in a year.
Pardon?
You put out a lot of patterns in 1 year, or I should say not even a year, in each season.
Hence why I have a group of knitters that do the knitting and they're happy to do it, you know. But they're used to clear instructions. What they would get from me would not be what you get. You know, it's outlines and it's a drawing with graphs and pictures.
Right.
And then once I'm happy with the finished product, I sit down and write out the instructions correctly and in detail.
Well,
I would say Santa's elves have nothing on your knitters.
So that's very interesting. I find it very interesting how the more designers I talk with, I learned that once the sweater or the garment has been knitted, that's when the pattern is actually written. Am I right?
Yeah, written correctly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Like
okay.
I'd write, like, let's say I'd write 2 rows and then I'd say plus, plus, plus. The knitter would know to do so many inches. You know, I wouldn't say continue for so many inches.
Right.
The shaping of an armhole, I would draw a diagram and just say minus so many stitches. Whereas when it comes to writing the pattern, you have to write row by row by row.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Well, your knitters are pretty in tune to what you're trying to get across.
Yeah, used to. And they'd ring if something doesn't look right. They'd ring. So, and they all live quite near, so I would call to them and say, right, change this or whip this back, or I want to do it differently. So it's quite a lot goes on before you actually finish the garment, especially if it's a difficult one. Yeah.
Right. And so, yeah, something like this might be a little bit easier than...
A little bit easier. Once you have the tension correctly there, it's straightforward enough.
Right. But when you're knitting something like when you're designing the Julia...
Way more difficult.
Yeah.
I would do piece by piece there, do half the back, check it, then finish the back, check it, do half a sleeve, check it. So you check it at each stage to make sure it's the size and it looks exactly how you want it to look.
Perfect. Wow. So, you know, when we're looking at patterns, it's now we get a better idea of what the designer goes through in order to bring us that finished garment or that finished pattern that we're so excited to get our needles, get on our needles and start knitting.
Yeah. Yes.
That's great. Were there any other questions there,
Nope,
Paul?
we're doing good. We're keeping up with them.
Excellent. Well, let's see, what time is it? Okay, well, it's just about 8:40. But you know, Ursula, one of the things that we do at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl is we ask people to share our page with their friends and the shows and all that. And every time someone shares our page or our show, anything that they share, their name goes in this bucket here. And then we draw and we share back by sharing a ball of yarn, a pattern, a magazine, a booklet, something to thank them back for being such great fans. So I'm going to dig in the bucket today, and I'm sure we can find a great Juniper Moon Farm yarn to share.
And the winner is...
with Kathy Stoddard. So
well done, Kathy.
Thank you so much for being a fan of Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. We really do appreciate that you are here with us and spreading the good news. Yes, Paul.
Let's see. Diane Bessie wanted to know, Ursula, do you knit every day?
Yeah, well, we got that answer.
Right. No, but she may not have heard it. That's why she asked the question. Oh, I'm sorry. Heather Campbell says, Ursula, what do you like to do when not in design mode?
Walk my dogs.
Which, by the way, they're just adorable. You have 2?
I have 2 2
Yeah.
Labradors, a golden one and a black one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have teenagers that take up some time as well.
Teenagers. Yes, I remember those. I have teenage grandsons now.
That's easier, I'm sure.
Yeah, yes, a lot easier. Now their mom has all the issues to deal.
Exactly.
Their mom and dad have all the issues to deal with.
Mhm.
My mom used to say, "How are you going to know what I went through if you don't go through it yourself?" So now she's getting it firsthand. So, all right, you know what, Paul? I think I'm going to share one more.
No way.
I am.
Wow.
I am. We know it's a Juniper Moon Farm Day. So,
All right, who wants to win? That's the big question. Who wants to win some Juniper Moon Farm?
I close
Not
my
the whole
eyes.
farm.
Just up. Okay.
And the
Leslie
winner is?
Welsh Flaherty.
Yay!
Well, we've got some great fans. We have some great prizes, and we had a fantastic, fantastic guest. I can't tell you, Ursula, how much we appreciate you spending your evening, your nighttime, your
You're very
midnight
welcome.
hours with us. It's been such fun to have you with us, and I hope you'll come back again.
No problem at all. I would love to.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have a fabulous night. Stay safe, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
One. Hey.